What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, I have your top stocks to watch for this trading week. So real quick, as always, if you guys do find value in this video, make sure to smash that like button as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. And then real quick, if you guys did not see my SPY and QQQ weekly update, definitely make sure you guys go and watch that after you're done with this video. That link will be down in the description. Anyway, so as far as the top stocks that I'm going to be watching next week, the very first one that I'm going to be watching is going to be NVIDIA. If the market is to get some strength next week, I am very interested in NVIDIA getting above this 480.88. As we can see, if we take the all-time high over here at 350 all the way down to the yearly low of last year, we have a Fibonacci extension at this 411.3, which we already hit, and then another one at 493.75. So if I had to guess, this is what the overall market is going to be aiming for on NVIDIA. Now, I could be completely wrong. That's why I am only interested in NVIDIA if it can get over this 480.88 next week. As far as a potential bounce that we could use on NVIDIA, the only one that I'm really interested in would be taking this pivot low to pivot high right there, and then watching the 50 and 61.8. This one right here as well, which is going to give us a bounce zone on NVIDIA. And then the final one I would be interested in, and this is ideally the main one, would be there to there. So my main bounce area on NVIDIA, if we crack below here, would be this entire 441 all the way down to 438.7. So again, that's going to be my main bounce. I will watch here as well. If NVIDIA really starts pulling back next week, then I will be watching that 428.73. Now, the next stock I'm going to be watching next week is going to be Coin. So Coin had a massive day on Thursday and then pushed into Friday. What I am more interested in on Coin is going to be a pullback and retest of this $100 level. It very easily broke through 100 psychological resistance. Very interested in it coming back down and testing that psychological resistance as support. Another area we could watch is simply taking pivot low, pivot high. And as you can see, we also have a bounce zone around 99 and then 95.27. So those are going to be the areas that I'm interested in as far as bounces. Not necessarily seeing a good upside breakout. If anything, I would probably watch this 114.43 breakout above there for a possible continuation. The next stock I'm going to be watching is going to be Microsoft. So as we see, Microsoft came up to that 52-week high at that 351.50 to 352.25. If it's able to get above there, I'm looking for more upside after that. If we zoom out to a weekly time frame, that is also this previous all-time high. Actually, we go to a monthly. You can see that that is the all-time high. So if Microsoft is able to break above there with strength, again, taking Fibonacci extensions, because we'd be trading at all-time highs, we have to use Fibonacci extensions. The first price target would be all the way up at 386.73. So again, if the market gets some strength, I will be looking for that push over 352.25. Other than that, I'm very interested in a bounce at this 343. As you can see, that was this pivot high, pivot low, and then we rejected that 61.8 multiple times. So I'm going to be watching this 342.70 all the way up to 343 as a potential bounce area on Microsoft resistance turn support. Now, the next stock I'm going to be watching is going to be PayPal. PayPal still has that unfinished business. We have been talking about this for the last, it feels like a month almost, that we've been talking about this gap fill and then this cup and handle that it had over here. So what I'm going to be looking on PayPal this week is if the market gets some strength and it's able to break above 73, it still has $2 to go to fill that gap all the way up to 75. So simply going to be looking for an uptrend entry there. Not so interested on the downside. Now, if PayPal were to pull back, the only area I'd be interested in for a bounce would be taking that pivot low to pivot high and watching 69.3 and 68.44. But ideally interested in that gap fill on PayPal. Now, the next stock I'm going to be watching is going to be Tesla. As we can see, Tesla on the daily time frame, it's been sitting here consolidating. If it's able to break above the consolidation zone, which would be Friday's high 285.3, I would be interested in more upside. They do have earnings on 7/19, so definitely going to be looking at the premiums. If it's too expensive, then I'm not going to trade it. But like I said, ideally interested in that breakout above 285.3. If it breaks below the consolidation at 265.1, then I'll be looking to short Tesla down into 240.7 And then we have a nice little daily gap fill down into 235. And remember, we do have earnings, so that could cause some big moves in Tesla. Now, the next stock I'm going to be watching is going to be a swing trade, is going to be on TPR. So this does have a nice daily squeeze. What I'm going to be looking for is a pullback down into the daily 21. So as we can see on the daily time frame, it did hit that daily 21 EMA on Friday. I do want to look for continued support at this area right here. If that does end up happening, I will be looking for continuation to the upside on TPR. There's also a very nice weekly squeeze. The next stock I'm going to be watching is going to be TGH. Nice daily squeeze. It's holding at that 21 and 34 EMA. Would like to see price pull back a little more and continue to hold this daily 21 EMA as support. If that's the case, I will be looking for a swing trade to the upside, with my overall price target being that $41 level. And then after that, 41.89, which is going to be the high point over here. So it kind of makes sense for them just to push it back up to that high point right there. And then after that, it's going to be this $44 level over here. So again, very interested in this TGH for a potential swing. It's got a nice daily squeeze, a nice monthly squeeze. So definitely keep an eye on that. And then the final stock I'm going to be watching for a swing is going to be TAP. So I like this daily squeeze. Very weird price action over here, I will definitely say that. But because it has a daily squeeze, I would be interested in a potential pullback based on top of that daily 21 EMA to then get long with an overall price target of the 68.13 area. And then again, taking the Fibonacci extensions, pivot high, pivot low, and then adding on the 127 and 1618 extension. In the future, we could see 69.32 and then 70.84. But that is going to be everything I'm going to be watching this week. Remember, if the setup does not confirm, you do not take the trade. Everything I talked about today could completely fall apart. If it does and it doesn't confirm the trade, I simply will not take the trade and I will look for different setups throughout the week. But as always, if you guys did find value in this video, make sure to smash that like button as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. Everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.